Today's episode is brought to you in part by Next Generation Speakers Magazine. Next Generation Speakers Magazine is a magazine dedicated to showcasing the next generation of speakers. To find out how you can be featured in Next Generation Speakers Magazine, go to SacconiPrince.com/NJSMagazine-2. Today's episode is brought to you in part by our new sponsor, thepulseradio.net. With the latest in gospel rap and urban evangelism, tune in to thepulseradio.net. Thepulseradio.net, bringing youth back to life. The sun washes over the grass of a meadow. But in the tall grass, you notice it being parted inch by inch, piece by piece. It's being parted by a bobcat that's on the hunt for a field mouse. It has one in its sights, and it slowly makes its way towards the mouse. In the distance, there's a younger bobcat sitting there attentively watching the older one as it stalks its prey. And almost without warning, the bobcat pounces and the mouse takes off running. The bobcat runs after the mouse. The mouse zigs and zags. The bobcat zigs and zags until the mouse is overpowered and it's too late. The bobcat catches the mouse, kills it, brings it back to the younger bobcat. They both feast. The next day, a similar scene. The bobcat is making its way through the grass. The younger bobcat is watching attentively. The bobcat sneaks up on another unsuspecting field mouse. And without notice, he pounces. The mouse starts to run, but again, not even close. The mouse is overcome. And the bobcat wounds the mouse, doesn't kill it, but brings it back to the younger bobcat. And through some unspoken communication, it's almost like he says, now it's your turn. So the younger bobcat, having seen what the older one did, kills the field mouse, and they both feast. So the next day, it's almost as if somehow they communicated the older bobcat to the younger one, now it's your turn. So the older bobcat sits back and the younger one starts off in the meadow. You see the grass parting ever so slowly, just like it did before. And as the younger bobcat gets closer to the mouse, he's feet and feet from the mouse. He jumps and the mouse gets scared and starts running. And the mouse zigs and the bobcat zigs. The mouse zags, the bobcat zags, but the mouse is too fast because the younger bobcat was too far away. And the mouse gets away, gets to its burrow. That day, they don't eat. But the next day, they're at it again. The older bobcat sits back while the younger one makes a second attempt to catch their dinner. So the younger bobcat, again, clawing his way through the grass, being ever so quiet, being so silent and stealthy in order to be able to sneak up on an unsuspecting field mouse. This time, instead of being feet from him, he waits until he gets inches. And then, without warning, he pounces. The mouse runs, the bobcat runs. The mouse zigs, the bobcat zigs, the mouse zags, the bobcat zags, and all of a sudden the bobcat catches the mouse. The younger bobcat now has a chance he's seen how to kill it, so he catches it and kills it and brings it back to the older one. And they both feast. Now, why am I telling you that story? Because as leaders, we have to be able to set the example. When I saw that documentary, I was reminded of how important it is to be able to lay out and demonstrate what leadership looks like. And that story comes right out of my upcoming best-selling book, Leadership That Lasts, passing on 10 solid principles to leave an enduring legacy. And that story you'll find in chapter 6. And I go into a little more detail and do some more explaining, but the gist of the story is this, that as leaders, we have to lead by example. We have to have somebody shadow us so they can watch and see what we do and how we do it. And then there comes a point to where we have to allow them to do a portion of it. Not all of it, just a portion of it. Then there's time that we have to give them their own project, allow them to do it, and even give them an opportunity to fail, because they can learn some lessons from failure. Mickey Rooney said you pass failure on the way to success. And so we can actually coach them through what happens when something fails. But then we can let them go and we can see them achieve their own measure of success, just like the Bobcats did. So if you want to learn how to teach your employees, your students, the people in your organization, how to lead, you need to get this book. Because I'm telling you, it's going to make the difference in whether or not they look at leadership as a place of honor, as a place of responsibility, as a place of accountability, or if they look at it as something to hoard over somebody else, a place to abuse their power. That's not what true leadership is. True leadership is servant leadership. And you have to demonstrate and show people how to lead. Hey, look, this is Sakoni Prince of Next Level Leadership Summit, where we're leading the way. And we want you to learn how to lead by example. And look, we ask you to like and share this video so somebody else can get this valuable lesson. And look, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.